Hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to talk about ERP systems. ERP systems are basically the first type of systems that integrate the data and support different parts of the organizations. So you have all different functional aspects of the organization and they all need to be somehow built together, and that's essentially what the ERP system is. So it's a complex software system and it's tying together everything and automating all the enterprise-wide business processes. This is from taking orders, monitoring the levels of inventory, to all the financial, accounting, HR, or personnel management. So an ERP system records every business transaction, and it does this in a very specific format that makes it usable and easily connected to the other functions in the enterprise. Now, the ERP systems are sold in modules, it's sitting on top of relational databases. They are process oriented. They support cross-functional business processes that cut across multiple business functions. Now, every ERP vendor will have different names for their ERP modules. SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, and others will have a slightly different names for their ERP modules, but it's essentially pretty much similar. So they all have the capabilities in areas of customer management, product data, manufacturing, finance, procurement, asset management, logistics, and HR. What you're looking at here is Microsoft Dynamics ERP system. It's an ERP system from Microsoft, and this is basically the role center area in the Microsoft Dynamics ERP system. There are over, I believe, 35 out-of-the-box role centers that cover a variety of roles from the executives like the CEO or CFO of the company to a customer service representative or an HR specialist, to productions managers, to sales manager. Every element of the business, every area of the business is being covered by a role center. So again, what you're looking at is just a role center. It's a CFO level role center. A lot of information that you see here is very high level. You have financial performance indicators. You have organizational performance indicators here, some sales related indicators, sales performance related indicators, some reports here, some charts here for you. You can manage KPIs here, and you can add KPIs, indicators. So it's a very interactive environment for you to build your personalized dashboards or role center. As you can see, if I'm like a payroll manager, for example, I go to the payroll analytical cubes and then add whatever I want in terms of KPIs to my dashboard, because I want to watch them. I want to be able to see what's happening with my area of business. Again, they're really the goal of companies like Microsoft or SAP or Oracle is to really make business intelligence self-service as much as possible. So they basically want to take the overhead out of the IT department. That's why you have these options here to manage your KPIs, your indicators. And so that way users can sort of get to the information that they really need. And one way to do that is really to allow users to manage their own KPIs. And so that's a very neat feature in the ERP systems. So you can see this is a very interactive dashboard. I can click on sales data, for example. It's broken down by different types of customers, retail customers, wholesale customers, or maybe it's broken down by product group. So I can click on product group, and all the other graphs around it will be adjusted automatically. So, and by the way, this is a US map, I believe. For some reason, the map is not working. I've got an error, being errors. I need to fix that. But this is essentially a US map, which has all the sales related data on it. So this again, this is a dashboard. If I go to the organization administration or system administration module, I can see there are so many out-of-the-box role centers. Let's say if I can show you some of these role centers, users profile, where I can, for example, look at how a role center is like for an operation manager. Operation manager would be interested in different things. So I'm just clicking on that, and it's actually going to show me a template, a sample of role center for operation management. So we can see production related KPIs, some other charts. So it's just reading data and updating all the graphs. And so you can see what's happening here. So this is again a role center of ERP systems. So there are other role centers available here. A sales manager gets their own role center. Warehouse manager, transportation manager, procurement managers, they all have their own views. So then let me click on the responsibilities of these people. I think that's under one of these options here on the security privileges or security roles. Let's see. Not this one. Maybe it's under security roles. So you can see the role content for each of these. Let me click on production planner or production manager. Production manager, for example, is responsible for doing these things: approving, activating product changes, enabling forecast processes, running MRP analysis, inquiring into bill of material, management policies, calculations, a lot of things that a project manager is supposed to do is listed here. So for me, when I'm setting up an ERP system for my students, I usually come here and then assign my students different roles. For example, I can assign them to be a material manager, a project manager, a quality control manager. That way, when they log in to the system again, their role center gets updated based on their role. So that is the general information about ERP systems. Let me go back to some of these modules that we have to the homepage first. So let's look at some of these. So for example, the sales and marketing module is a very important module in the ERP system. It's for customer management. You can see so many different functions related to managing customers. This is the portion of ERP that that salesperson, for example, would use when she's getting the order from the customer and checking to see if the inventory is on hand or not. So this is the component that enables him or her to perform order entries, order promising, etc. It also has status for open orders. It allows marketing to set pricing, promotions and discounts. It allows them to do real-time profitability analysis. It also allows them to create order configuration, customize order delivery schedules. If there are any returns, they should be able to manage those using this ERP module. They can handle any tax management any currency conversions, they all can be done here under sales and marketing module in the ERP systems. And then you have procurement and sourcing. This is essentially the supplier relationship management, or SRM component. This basically facilitates purchase order processing, scheduling of deliveries, open order tracking, receiving, inspection, supplier performance reporting, etc. It's really a tool or module that you use to manage your suppliers. And so it also has capabilities for handling quotations. For example, it allows you to create a request for quotations and manage the negotiation and pricing capabilities. So this is really everything that a firm really needs to interact with its suppliers. And then you have a transportation management module. Anything that deals with the flow of goods can be found here. So there are so many functions here that you could use to handle transportation and logistics. And then you have warehouse management, how to store things. That can be done here using some of the functionalities available in this warehouse management module. Then you have product information management module, which is essentially product data. So it's going to take you to the product table when I click on one of those functions listed in the main page of the module. So this is where you can specify a lot of different things. You can of course manage product attributes and dimensions. If you go back to the main page, product information management module, you can see there is also release products functions. You can specify the release products, and the purpose behind having a list of released products here is that you may be, of course, in the process of designing products, going through engineering stages, etc. So you want to have those different stages managed here as well. And then, like I said, you can have product dimensions, product attributes, which can be very, very useful from an engineering point of view. So it gives you the capabilities to define product attributes. For example, if I search for a product, maybe a mini speaker, or yep, it's a speaker. So if I open that, then under the engineering tab, I can go to the BOM session, and then I can look at the lines. I can look at the BOM designer, and I can also look at where this item has been used, right? So for example, if I click on the BOM designer for this item, so it takes me to a screen which is a tree structure view of the products within the system, and it's a tree structure, as you can see. And so you can see that we are going down multiple levels of sub-assemblies for this item, and we also see obviously the product numbers and descriptions of those here for this item. We have the current route here. So this is the production process that we would be using and going through from here. And then, as you can see, we have different production processes listed here: wiring, assembly, testing, calibration, then packing. So this is really very interesting, and it's a very interactive. You can adjust your bill of material here by just dragging and dropping things, and so this is again the product uh, information management module, and this module deals with managing product data, or in other words, stock keeping units data. Anything related to that can be done using functionalities in the product information management module. And then we can do production scheduling or production control. So this would help us schedule production in the system. And if I go to one of these, let's say I go to all the production orders, then under the schedule tab, I can choose different things. I can do a scheduling at two levels. We can do operation scheduling, which you may think of it as rough cut capacity planning, or you can do job scheduling, which is the detailed level of capacity planning and scheduling. So if I click on this one, for example, I can do a lot of different things here for scheduling. Let's say I want to do forward scheduling, backward scheduling. That can be done here. There are several ways of doing scheduling that you can see here on this window. So if I select one of these production orders, let's say P00 160, once we have done like a level of scheduling, we can then use some of these features that we have up here. Let's see, we can do a Gantt chart view to actually look at our production order. So as you can see, you can drill down. You can drill down into the individual processes involved. So very interesting tool. So again, this whole production control module allow you to do a scheduling at different levels. So again, anything related to the production side of things can be done in the production controller scheduling module. And then we also have a master production planning module, or master planning. It's a planning module. The other one was execution module. The production control is basically an execution component of the ERP system, but we also have a planning module. So that is called master planning. And in the master planning, you can do, for example, demand forecasting. So let's say I'm going to generate forecast for product TV. So any product that I want, I can select here. These are by the way product categories. I can drill it down to individual products. Let's say I go with the product with TVs, and then I can specify, forecasting horizon. I'm going to use 2 years, 3 years of data to generate forecast for the next 12 months. And then I'm saving everything in this folder. So let me run this. So what it's doing is basically it's going to pass all the historical transactions that exist in the ERP systems to Microsoft Azure machine learning algorithms hosted somewhere in the cloud, in the Azure cloud platform. Then it's going to look for a best fit model among, I believe, 4 or 5 different time series forecasting methods to calculate the best aligned forecast for me. So let me see if I can open this Excel file. I'm enabling. So this is somewhat a pivot table. As you can see, it has generated forecast data for me, and now I can play around, add different uh, levels of granularity to my forecast data. Maybe I want to see the forecast by color or by size, screen size. So I can grab some of these colors, maybe. Yes, this, as you can see, it's broken down by TV color. Okay, so that's how you do demand forecasting uh, on the ERP system. Then we also have MRP analysis. We can run MRP analysis here for the forecasted demand. And so let's see if I can do that. I have to click on supply schedule and then select the items that I want. Maybe D0003, and then I want a static plan. So maybe I need to specify a site. Let's see. So as you can see, it's creating the MRP plan for me for the next week. So it's just pulling data from different sources, inventory data, customer data, sales data, and then giving me this MRP table. So this was a quick overview to the ERP system. Here we in our department we have two courses on ERP systems: SCM 425 and MIS 4500. Which go deep into the details of ERP systems. We also have courses at the master's level that cover some of the functionalities in the ERP system. So MIS students usually look into the technical side of ERP systems, how to set up an ERP systems, how to do customization, how to configure ERP systems, how to manage business processes and the ERP systems. However, supply chain students in my classes, I teach them how to use ERP systems. So it's going to be focused on the functionality, supply chain related functionalities of ERP systems. Thank you very much.